The fly I'm going to be tying is one of the best known flies around the world, is the Pheasant Tail Nymph. Now there's many ways to tie this fly. This is by far the simplest way. It's basically it's a variant of Frank Sawyer's Pheasant Tail Nymph. And it's to actually tie it with a copper wire. This is just a very fine copper wire put on an old spool, and to make it easier to flow from the spool, this is a ceramic bobbin holder, so the ceramic nose on it basically doesn't grind or cause the wire to break. Well, it doesn't do it as much as metal anyway. But what we do is we quite simply start at the eye of the hook, and we run down. Now I'm going to go halfway, but then I'm going to come back up because I want to slightly add a bit of weight to the fly, as well as this will help give me the shape. So I'm just building it up, thinking of the teardrop shape of the body of the fly. Now I'm happy with that. So then I continue to the back of the hook, until I'm practically in line with the barb. And then we get the famous fibre, the pheasant tail. This is from the cock. It's a ring neck pheasant, and this is the fibre from that. Now, a lot of people look for the longest they can find to make it easier to tie. Once you're into it or get into it, you could use the smaller side as well. So I'll use the long stuff. Don't be shy. I know the nymphs only have 3 fibres for a tail, but I've never found it not working. There's a couple broke in there. I've never found it not working. We're having maybe 2 or 3 fibres more. A couple of broken in there, so what I'm going to do is basically hold the tips, remove the broken ends. It's important that you do that because you don't want it. Normally they're quite fine, but not every tail is perfect. You've got to work around what you have. So it's just a matter of fiddling around to get what you like. Okay with that. So you're looking for a tail length about half the body. So I'm going to hold that with my finger and thumb. I'm going to come around with a couple of turns, just to secure that, to hold it. Now just be careful and take your time. And then I'm going to take the wire back up to the eye, just short of the eye, about a mil or so. And then what I'm going to do is wind all the way up. Now I have the taper formed using the wire, so it's going to give that taper. That's what you're really looking for. Then you come across. Now because I'm winding towards myself, because basically you have to do that, this is the weakest fibre, and protecting that and holding everything together is the wire that's been wound, as well as the rib. And I come down with a turn on the actual pheasant tail and a turn on the hook. Do the same again. Basically you're locking that in. And then your rib, you bring your rib up. Once, just two. Coming into the third turn, you get a hold of the remains of your pheasant tail fibre, and you continue to tie that in on the top. And you just continue up the body like you're ribbing it, because you're protecting it. You get to where you're up at your eye, secure that in with a couple of turns or so, and then we bring this over for our thorax cover. Catch that on, a couple of turns. You have to be brave here, just using the weight of the bobbin holder. Come in, just be careful, just trim away the excess. And then I usually tidy up. I like a good head on the nymph. Just go down and come back up, and then you want to whip finish if you can. 1, 2, 3. Just take your time when you pull it through. And then using your nail, you can place these turns with your nail. And at the same time, lightly pull it, that'll tighten it up. And then you can bend and break it away. Just take your time. Just want to make sure it breaks where I want it to break. So there we are. And there we go, we've got a 1 fibre heading south, so we're going to trim that away. Or I'll see if I can bring it out. That's fine. And then to finish it off, just like we varnish, just do the head, let it soak into the wire, just take your time. These are not the best looking flies in the world, but they certainly make up for it. Catch many fish. I probably think I've caught more fish on the pheasant tail nymph than any other fly in my box, so both in the still waters and in the river. Just tap that down. There we go. I'd give it probably another wee coat of varnish, then it would last far longer. So there you are. That's the famous pheasant tail nymph tied with the copper wire. As I say, you could probably do it different ways, but that's a nice pattern.